what do the Shia say? What did Muhammad and Ali Muhammad teach us? For those who go against the oneness of Allah from the teachings of Ali Muhammad, of course you are going to come to that conclusion. Truly, I am shocked to hear, for example, these so-called ex-Shias, where they say, I became a Sunni, as they like to say the word Sunni. I became Sunni for I found the true Tawheed there. What true Tawheed? Limiting Allah, giving Allah a body. How could you even come to that conclusion? Now I agree with you. Now my next statement will probably be cut out because they love these statements. I agree with you that many of our khutaba, our lecturers, many of them state outrageous, incorrect statements. And that is the reality. I have to be fair. And it goes against the teachings of Ali Muhammad. We are on a constant academic war against this within the Shia world. Truly.
I myself reiterate the statement that the Shia, based on the narrations and the pure heritage and teachings of the Ahlul-Bayt alayhim as-salam, which were of course the pure teachings of the Prophet, which conform to the pure teachings of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the preserved teachings. I say this statement again, alhamdulillah, that we are the ones with pure Tawheed, and this will become apparent over the series of lectures and the lectures in the future. However, what I say, brothers and sisters, to the Shia brothers and sisters, is that I myself, I am not responsible for what someone with a turban says on the minbar if it contradicts the teachings of Ahlul-Bayt alayhim salam. Now, I never made the claim that some of the so-called Shia khutaba, the people who speak on the pulpits, are the people with the purest Tawheed on earth. I never said that, and I do not claim that. But if someone wants to blame and say that, oh, because this person says this, it is your job to answer it, it is not. It is not my job to answer such things if they contradict what the Ahlul-Bayt alayhim salam said. And if people want to use this argument and bring someone who has a turban and say that this represents the whole of Shia thought and every Shia must be apologetic towards certain statements which are said on the pulpits, then I can easily attribute a statement from Qaradawi, who negated the concept of stoning in the religion of Islam, and I can say to Uthman Khamis or any other person who is one of their scholars that you have to justify this statement. They may not hold the same views as Qaradawi, so nor can we be said to be people who hold the same views of all of these people who are on the pulpits. But one point I mentioned as well is that even, for example, me, I have spoken on different platforms, and I cannot be held responsible for anyone who on the same platform who may say different views, or they may have different views from myself. I cannot be responsible for that. So anyone on the same platform for me, I can't even be responsible for what they say. So it's not my job, just to let the brothers and sisters to know, to reply to some of these people. However, some concepts mentioned in these clips, some things that are uttered by some people wearing turbans, we can say it is kufr. However, some of the concepts, such as certain attributes being attributed to the Imams, alayhim salam, saying that the Imams have special abilities by the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, these particular topics can be proven according to the Quran and to the Ahadith, and these topics can be discussed. So for example, if someone would say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given the Imams special abilities with regards to the universe, with regards to the world when they were alive, these topics can easily be discussed, and we do not negate these. However, a thorough discussion needs to be held with regards to these topics. So to close this issue, so that brothers and sisters do not say that you have to answer for these types of people who have said particular things, what we go to a recent statement of Sayyid Sistani. One of the top Shia marjas, Sayyid Sistani, he himself has made a recent statement regarding some of what the khutaba have said what they have said on the pulpits. Let me read this, and this can be found on najaf.org, and it can be found in the English and I believe the Arabic section as well, for anyone who wants to refer to this. And clearly we see that such a recent statement being released shows that the Maraja do not agree with over-exaggerated statements which are not based on the narrations of Ahlul-Bayt or the authentic narrations when it comes to Aqidah and our theology. So, point 3 I read from this. It says that the lecturer must be very vigilant in selecting Quranic verses and relating the honest narrations from authentic references and mentioning the historical agreed on events, because without verifying the sources of the narrations or the stated stories, may arise doubts about the effect of the authenticity of the Husseini pulpit in the minds of the attenders or attendees. So on this statement, Sayyid Sistani, on the point number 3, he is saying that the person, the lecturer who lectures, he must be vigilant in selecting the Quranic verses and relating honest narrations. He must from authentic references. So this is one point, because as we see some of the khutaba, they bring any narration and they say it, although it may be weak, although it may contradict stronger narrations, they bring and they just say anything and they want to get a salawat. So this is advice from one of the top Shia Maraja, which is Sayyid Ali Sistani. The 4th point he mentions is that the Husseini mimbar musterized aloft dreams and untrue narrations which would defame its dignity and would make it look as cheap propaganda that is not compatible with the listeners' minds and their educational levels. So he is even saying that on the mimbar one should not base evidence, use dreams and say that their evidence comes from dreams or untrue narrations. So we can clearly see here an advice from Sayyid Ali As-Sistani regarding issues of speaking on the pulpit and even the authentic history as mentioned. And this is quite interesting because one of the people of anti-intellect, his own teacher, on one of the forums says that history does not need to be authentic necessarily. It does not need to have authentic, it does not require authentic narrations.